I'm George Boston Rhymes. Once again, I feel a need to cut a video on behalf of the citizens in Valdosta and Lowndes County, Georgia. In addition to that, I'm concerned about the mothers, the fathers, the sisters, the brothers, and the children here in Brooks County, Georgia, as well as Lowndes County, Georgia. And so what I want to do today is to let you know what is still going on, I'm being told, that's taking place in the Valdosta and Lowndes County Jail. I'm told that the Lowndes County Jail is in the same disarray that it's been in for decades. I just had a call from a mother, and I came over to her place, and she's telling me and gave me some papers of her son being in the Lowndes County Jail, been out there waiting to go to court to stand before the accused to be tried. And we believe in this nation that we are subject to and entitled to a speedy trial, but it's still not being done here in Valdosta and Lowndes County, Georgia. And although the preachers, the bishops, the judges, and our elected officials seem to not care that much about a person being incarcerated for over a year without going to court, without having their public defender to come to visit them. Now, I'm the former president of the NAACP here in Lowndes County. This was going on 15 years ago. And so if Nathan Deal, Governor Nathan Deal, could remove 3 of the Quitman 10 members from the Brooks County Board of Education by executive order, why is it that Nathan Deal, District Attorney David Miller, and others concerned Georgia patriots and Christians or Muslims or Jews, why can't they feel the need to meet the needs of this particular mother I have right here now that's concerned about her son? But it's not just about her son. It's about other sons and daughters. Now, I know we want criminals punished, but is it not true in the United States of America that a person is innocent until proven guilty? So why should a person have to wait for well over a year to have their day in court? Why is it when the inmates ask their loved ones to go pick up all the papers that are in the courts concerning their son, they don't get what their son or daughter believe they should have access to? Now, you all may say to me, George, you're always talking about the 31, possibly 60 jail deaths that have taken place in Valdosta and Brooks, in Lowndes County, not Brooks. And why are you the only somebody saying something? I don't know why I'm the only one saying something, because I don't go to church like you. I don't take people tithe money and offering money. I don't do that. But what I take is the concerns of this mother right here. When she called me today, well, she really called me last week. I'm just getting around to see her. Now, mother, look, I don't want your name. I want you to tell me, does your son have an attorney?
Yes, he does.
What's his name?
Jason King.
Is he getting the help that you feel he needs? What is he your attorney, or is the public? Was he assigned to him? What kind of attorney?
He was assigned to him. He's a public defender.
Okay.
He has not been out there to see him. I talked to him every time he was supposed to go to trial. They kept continuing the trial. I talked to him, well, we going to continue. We having an evaluation did. They done had the evaluation did. The lady called me and talked to me. They still have not taken him to trial. He's been out there a year, last month, the 19th of last month.
So it's over a year?
Yes.
And why do they keep delaying it?
They keep saying they continued it because they wait on the psychological evaluation. The psychological evaluation has been done.
Okay, now I don't want you to get that deep into it because your situation is no different from a lot of other people's out here. And it seemed like to me here in the state of Georgia, and I got to say this, I can't understand why I don't understand why people ain't concerned about people in this area. With all the churches and with all the high-powered people we have visiting Valdosta, like Oliver North going to be here today, and all of these people coming into Valdosta and Lowndes County. But when it comes down to citizens, even, have you gone to the Valdosta Daily Times and tried to tell them about what has happened to you?
No, I haven't, because last time I tried to talk to them about something up there, I don't get.
Well, what about this news media?
That
What about WCTV, the TV station? You don't feel like they will even meet your needs either?
I know of one man, but I don't forgot his name. I need him for this and something else, but I can't think of the man's name.
Okay, but the bottom line here is that I'm cutting this video on behalf of all of the inmates, not just her son. I have an interview I conducted 3 weeks ago from a white man, a white guy. I'm going to have that up on YouTube shortly. And from what he tells me, well, I'm going to let him tell you. But I just want to highlight and bring it to the forefront of the citizens here in Valdosta and Lowndes County, to the other mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers and little children who have loved ones incarcerated in the Valdosta and Lowndes County jail. Somebody needs to take a look at the number of jail deaths. They need to look at, Mother, you told me, what did you tell me about? You said it was cold. You said your son says it's cold out there.
It's cold in there. He needs some long johns, and he needs some underwear and T-shirts, because if you get them off the rolling store, they high as they can be. And I don't think they even let them have the long johns. They don't have any heat in there.
What you mean? Okay, because so now we already know they don't have air in certain parts of the jail in the summertime. So now that it's cold, you tell me they don't have heat either.
Yes, yes.
And see, this is what I'm talking about. Now look, if George Boston Ryan say, a retired military veteran, a concerned citizen in the United States of America, if I say that I love Jesus, if I say that I'm a follower of Allah or Muhammad, if I say that I am a follower of Buddha, if I say that I am a follower of the Pope in Catholicism, and if I can sit back and see human beings not having air conditioning, living in over 100-degree heat, and if I can understand and hear mothers talking about women who live in the old part of the jail. Now, I don't know, but I got all this documented, and it's on YouTube. And I send it to the news media in the state of Georgia. And I asked the Sheriff Prime, about an alleged taser death that I have video recording on, where a man made an official statement up in medical of the people involved. But nothing was published in the South Georgia News Media Network. I have not received an answer from anyone in Valdosta or Lowndes County. So you know it's strange, y'all. With all these churches, all these followers of Jesus Christ, my God, what will it take? Moreover, how many more people must die? We are leading the state of Georgia in jail deaths. We have at least 10, 11 suicides while these inmates are incarcerated in police protection. Yet they commit suicide. And yet these good Christians here in South Georgia have not said nothing. We placate, imitate, and duplicate the life of Jesus and Muhammad and Buddha and Allah. But when it comes down to doing the work of Jesus, it seems as if though it's just another game being played in the name of those great worthies. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired And I don't believe that any American citizen ought to enlist in no branch of the United States Armed Forces until the rights of everyday Americans are protected under the law that they are fighting for on foreign battlefields to protect and ensure the rights of foreigners, but the rights of our sons and daughters and neighbors down the street are seen to be destroyed. And did not Jesus say to love your neighbor as you love yourself? This is why I'm doing what I do. What about you? If I did not love this mother, although I may never met her before, but when she saw something in me that called me, I respond because I believe there is a Jesus. I believe there is somebody at this dispensation that will eventually become concerned about the 30 plus or 60 jail deaths that have taken place in Valdosta and Lowndes County, but nobody seemed to care. So you can criticize me, but all I'm asking you to do, disapprove me with facts. I've done my homework, and I'm going to continue to do it on behalf of the people. And if I cannot do this, and if you cannot do this, then why do we have all these churches? Why do we have all these clergy men and women in all these beautiful black and white and yellow and red robes? What's the purpose of saying you're a follower of Jesus when you hear of the women, what the women have to go through and have been going through for years? We don't want the jail to be a paradise. If you break the law, you should be punished. But my God, does not America parade itself as a nation of laws and that a person is innocent until proven guilty? So why would anyone be incarcerated for such a long time and then lose their job? What say you, my mother? Any closing remarks you would like to say?
Yeah, it's bad out there. It is bad. It's really bad.
And it didn't just start, did
it? It didn't just start. And just like you said, with the deaths that's going on out there, there are things that people have seen out there. Some of the people they are locking up out there is because they did see stuff.
Yes.
Because some people saw some stuff.
Yes.
And they don't want it to get out. They don't want it to get out.
And the news media, the Valdosta Daily Times, the TV stations, and the radio, in my most humble opinion, just like in Quitman, public meeting in Quitman, the 17th of July, about voting irregularities, not published. Secretary of State Brian P. Kemp came down, sent an investigator down to investigate the allegations. Nothing published in the Quitman Free Press. Over 250 people came to Walker Street Auditorium in support of the Quitman 10. No news media, total whiteout. Quitman 10 had the most honorable Representative Tyrone Brooks to come to Brooks County, Representative David Lucas, late Senator Robert Brown, the leadership president from Al Sharp, the National Action Network, came to Brooks County in support of the Quitman 10. All this news is being suppressed and abated and controlled here in South Georgia. And I'm going to continue to say it, along with John Quarterman and others who have picked up little cameras, because we are 100% sure that the words of God must be made manifest in the realness of that great spirit, and in the realness of Jesus the Christ, and in the realness of other deities, that heaven and earth would pass away, but my word will stand forever. There are some things in this world that you cannot stop. Y'all excuse me for getting a little long, but there come a time in this world when some of us can't lay down the scales and balance. Somebody got to stand for justice.
That's right.
Or we might as well close the doors to our temples. We might as well close the doors to our churches. We might as well close the doors to our synagogue and other places of worship if we cannot be a true reflection of the Jesus that you duplicate, placate, and imitate at this dispensation. And so I'm going to close now. To the young man, you say you went to Judge Edwards too, didn't you?
Yes.
What did Judge Edwards say
He told me he was going to look over the case and he would get back with me. I haven't heard anything. And every time I go up there to ask, you know, has he gotten anything, and I need to talk to him, this lady at the desk tells me that she wants me to talk to his lawyer, which I tried to talk to him.
You say your son also asked for another attorney, right? What happened to that?
No, we haven't got a reply. We have not got a reply.
Why do you think he has not gotten a reply? You think they don't have any rights in the jail? You think it's mail being open, or do you think the mail is getting out? What do you think? I don't
know. I don't think they might not be sending it to him because he has his copies of it where he had it notarized. And he's been asking, and he's been asking, and he's been asking. But nothing has happened. Nothing has happened.
What we're going to do, Mother, I'm sorry I don't have no answers for you. I talked to the sheriff. I requested the names of people or the number of jail deaths since 1994 up to 2009, and from 2009 to 2012. It seems as if that information is top secret. It seems as if though the news media here in South Georgia cannot obtain that information. It seems that that should be public information in the state of Georgia.
It is.
But we don't know what's going on. And so we don't know what's going to happen now. It seems like even the civil rights move leaders, everybody going quiet now because they have done everything they can to try to get a more open government here in South Georgia. And it seems as if though it's a waste of time. But I'm going to continue because I love people outside of my church denomination, outside of the four walls of the church. I just can't restrict myself to the four walls of the church when I hear mothers such as this mother come to talk about her son, and other mothers come and talk about their daughters and their children. So I'm just going to ask you, the people of Valdosta and Lowndes County, what say you? Why don't you ask, why is it that the people in our community don't know how many people have died in the Valdosta and Lowndes County Jail? Why don't we find out what is the average stay in the Lowndes County Jail before they actually face a judge and a jury in their case? How many people are out there incarcerated for 12 months, 18 months, or 2 years without going to trial? These are valid questions, y'all. And I know we want people punished for the laws that they break and violate. But what about the regulation of love for our fellow man? Don't you remember what Jesus said? For us to love one another, forgive one another.
That's right.
And about equal justice under the law. This is all we're asking for. And we've been asking for a long time. I must respect Al Parson of the Lake Park Post. At least he reported the news. And he gave us the story that we're apparently not getting today. And so I'm going to ask you all, excuse me for giving you the truth. But there's something about truth that cannot stop. There's something about truth that must be told about the Lowndes County Jail, and everybody can't be quiet. Everybody can't go to sleep at the wheel, because these are our mothers and our fathers and our sisters and our brothers and our children, both black and white and Jew and Gentile and Protestant and Catholic, and it is indeed time that we either stand up for Jesus, Allah, the Pope, and the rest of them, or we need to close the doors to our churches and stop lying to people, talking about we love people when you know you don't. And if you do not stand up for the suffering inmates in the jail and the suffering people and victims of crime, then somebody lying, and they are lying in the name of Jesus. So I want to say to the elected officials here in Lowndes County and Valdosta, please listen to me, please. I want to leave this message with all of you. We as a community, this includes members of law enforcement, we are not who we claim to be. but who we prove ourselves to be over a given period of time. And when truth comes, and I have given you nothing but the truth on this video, listen, when truth comes into the minds of those who seek truth, all falsehood must vanish, and falsehood is forever a vanishing thing. Today is November the 27th, Tuesday, 2012. I've been doing this since 1989 or 90, since in 98 when Willie James Williams died right up there on Lee Street. And I'm going to continue to do it simply because the Jesus that you placate, duplicate, and imitate, I know him personally. And he is all about love and standing up for your neighbor. When are you going to stand up, brother pastors, rabbis in Christendom, or rabbis in Judaism, pastors in Christendom, and you who are under the hand of Buddha, you Hindu? What say you? Are you going to stand up? I think it's time for us to stand up. If we can send our sons and daughters to fight on foreign battlefields, then the least thing we could do is to stand up for mother and father's children here in Valdosta, Lowndes County, South Georgia, the state of Georgia, and across the United States of America. Peace. This is kvcr.blogspot.com. George Boston Rhyme, doing what I do, not because I want to, but because I believe there is a Jesus that is real today as he was yesterday. But undoubtedly, he have lost his place in these churches, mosques, and synagogues. And it's so sad. Bye-bye. We go.